Niels, you are unmute and we can hear your keyboard.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Let's wait for Amar, then we can start. Okay, so we can start by release updates from Govind. Govind, you there? Okay, Yogesh, would you like to cover that up?
The release update?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this week we were last week we released 1.8 and it was thoroughly tested for the ARM platform on the Dockerized or containerized AGW, and we have tested the 5G SA part. So all the details are updated in the Magma release channel. Just give me a second. I'll just quickly open it. Sharing my screen. Yeah. So Shubham, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think these are the details. Basically, it was tested on Graviton 2 for LTE test. For 5G assay test, it was done on Nexcom DTA systems. I don't have the specific details, but yeah, if any more information is required, I can check with Rohit. And both LTE and 5G assay was tested on Mac Mini. Then we have the 5G assay, the list of features which is added as part of 1.8 release. All the test logs and the verification logs with performance is listed down in these links. Let me know if you're having some problem with access. And these are the list of known issues. I think just to give a high level that the TeraVM based testing was not supported. We have a bunch of 5G related issues. And another significant thing was the Federation Gateway, carrier Wi-Fi, and domain proxy was not fully tested. Whatever basic sanity available in the build system or the CI jobs, only that specific coverage was there. There was no feature specific coverage. And yeah, here is the list of all the PRs which has been added as part of 1.8. I hope you guys have tried, and if there is an issue, please reach out in the Magma release channel. Any questions?
As in here, for the issues that we have, are we making another release or what's the plan?
Most likely, it will be going in the next 1.9 release. Making it 1.8.1 kind of thing is always challenging. We can have a quick 1.9, but
It makes sense. Just wanted to get a sense of how severe.
Meaning we have not found anything, meaning apart from the limitations, whatever we have discussed, there is nothing as such blocker we have seen. But of course, meaning it's always good to have all the things fixed. So hopefully in 1.9 we'll target, probably we'll have some internal sync up and we can plan for some dates. But most likely it will be 1.9, early 1.9.
Got it. Thank you.
So Yogesh, the 5G, the known issue with 5G tests, is that a regression from the previous version, or is this just something that we want to highlight that?
Yeah, because these were the features which were added in this release, like session notifications and the BCD format value. So this is like our SUPI encryption feature, which we developed as part of the current release. So what is happening, like for example, in this way, there are two ways of encrypting the packets. Spirent is following one way. The tool which we are, commercial tool which we are following, they are doing some other way. So it seems the about way is correct. And we have pointed out everything to Spirent that, this is the spec, this is the version we should encrypt in this. But we have not got their clarification by the time we were releasing.
I see.
So mostly these are the new features which were added, and because of some of the other reason, it was not a part of the build.
Mhm. Okay.
So to be clear, there's no regressions, correct?
No regressions. All the CIs were green before we released. These are the feature level specific issues which were there.
What about 5G performance numbers? I know
Yeah.
Patrick had some concerns, but there was a regression there. Just wanted to check.
Yeah. So meaning 5G regression, it was at par with 1.7 and whatever was there as part of 4G, the regular ones like 400 Mbps, 600 UAs. We have gone little far in tuning the performance, but we just wanted to make sure that it's not degraded as part of the previous release, and it is crossing 500 Mbps. So maybe let me just see if I can quickly point out. So here are, it's a quick summary with what is tested, like the similar sheet exists for 4G. So what we have seen is, yeah, so what we have ensured is at least whatever was there in 1.7, there is nothing degrade as part of it, and all the UE attach rates and yeah, all the UE attach rate and the scale numbers are as part of 1.7. But the concern was, meaning there were two things which were raised. First, we have to make sure that the performance is not going down as we add new feature. So that we have done as part of the regression. The second concern was like, what is the break point? Like, is it breaking in 700, 800? So that kind of test we have not done because we just want to make sure that whatever was committed as part of our feature or whatever was discussed and accepted as part of our feature whenever we're designing, we are sticking to it. But yeah, we have crossed those numbers like 400 Mbps. We have almost reached to like 800 Mbps. But what happens is it depends on a lot of scenarios, like what RAM, which system. So we just don't want to make a general assumption. And if there is any questions, of course, we are ready to help on which platform, what capacity we have tested it.
Makes sense.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So the main question was, are we doing it? Is there any degradation when a new feature is added? So at least we have not seen, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah. I think that's all from my side.
Sorry, I had some issues with my laptop. Any questions to me? I missed some conversation in the beginning. There is nothing, we can continue with the agenda.
Govind, quick question for you. The performance in ARM and x86 are comparable?
That kind of analysis is not done yet, Ashwin. So far we have focused on enablement. So when we compare, we have to compare the equivalent systems. That's a separate study. We have not started that activity. So probably that will come through our partners. And Jordan is here from Connect 5G. So Jordan, do you are you planning any performance tests comparing with?
I mean, we are not planning comparative test. We are planning verification test of a new ARM device which we are going to use for 5G. And as part of the verification test, we are going to check what's the maximum throughput on the data plane.
Okay.
But we will not compare to any x86. So now if somebody has previous measurements, we can repeat this and then create comparative in that way. So if somebody has previous measurements on x86, we can repeat the same type of measurement and therefore having the comparative test.
Okay. Yeah. And Ashwin, ARM ODM partners, I have insisted them to join this TSC meeting. So they also have some plans to do some performance study. Not sure whether they want to compare with x86. So I will reach out to them and try to pull them into this meeting.
Got it. Thanks. And welcome to the new folks.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Yogesh and Govind. So next, Amar can give us some PTL updates.
Yeah, not much has happened. Again, still trying to follow up with Evgeny from Freedom 5 on when he's working on his MOC and prototype. Other than that, I think Ashwin and I have a sync with Open Wi-Fi later today. I'll keep everyone posted on the progress there.
Okay, thanks, Amar. From DevOps side, we are just finalizing the ARM CI dashboard, and we are like we still got stuck somewhere. Some things are not showing in the dashboard, so still trying to fix it. And we missed one thing at the time of release, that our old Debian script is still deploying the 1.7 version. So the PR is merged on master for the fix, but yeah, we still have to backport it to 1.8. Yogesh has already approved it, and we need Govind's approval to merge that. Once that is done, yeah, the script will be fixed.
Oh, you want to backport now?
Yeah, we have to do that because otherwise our script will continue to install 1.7 and
I
people
see.
will have to update it manually. Yeah, you can see the PR, you will understand it. It's just a version bump.
Okay, okay, we
Yeah.
will have a separate meeting about it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and for the release, the documentation release is still pending, so we have to do that. So after this, let's work on releasing the 1.8.0 document. After the PR is merged, then we're good to go. And for any question regarding DevOps?
So, Shubham, when we do this, we have to go through the process again, right? Or is it still fine to backport?
So other packages we will not update, like Debian and Docker images, all the things will remain same. It's just that simple shell script versioning upgrade is required because people actually download that script and then run it. But yeah, we will not release new packages like Debian and everything will remain the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's a change in the 1.8 branch.
Yes.
At a
Yes.
high level, we have to redo the things what we did as part of 1.8 release. And you're saying it's dead, right?
We will have to do all that if we plan to release new Docker images, new Debian images, like all those things. If we don't plan to do all of that, and if we are just doing that because we have to pull that script from that particular branch, then I don't think that's needed. Or we can discuss this later on, I guess.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Govind, yeah. In the release channel, I've already posted regarding this, so we can also discuss there.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so do we have someone from testing? No? Okay. For the outreach, there is a conference coming next week that is like Mobile India Mobile India Conference India. And we plan to have a booth there with partnering with some other community members. So Magma will be presented there, like 4G and 5G features. President Modi will also be there. So hopefully we'll get some good traction from people. And okay.
Hi, Subham, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, just very quick update for the testing. Yeah. Actually, we are working on two main items. One is 5G tester. We already set up the repository for that, and it's temporary in OEI GitHub repo, and then because it's easier to for this phase we need to develop, and then if we when we finish the first version, we can try to move to the Magma Git repo later. Yeah, and then we already have the first. Sorry.
Quick question: why do we need to do it in a separate repo and transfer it? Surely we can just do it here, right? Like we can just have you guys as a code owners and just update yourselves. Is there a reason to have a separate repo?
Yeah, because we also need to set up our separate our own CI process, so it's easy to do it at Aerocom first, and then if everything okay, and then we can move to the Magma GitHub later.
Let me speak, Tin. So this is Raphael speaking. So first of all, it's not just one repo. In fact, it's 4 repo, and because we are, I mean, if you are going to the minutes of the last week test meeting, you will see that I made a presentation. It's 4 repos, and also since we are restarting from an existing RAM emulator open source project, we still want to be able to synchronize with this repo. So it's currently quite complex in terms of Git submodule management and stuff like that. So for a month, it's better that we do that way for us in terms of developing and having this own CI using GitHub Actions and maybe more. Also, we need to do more testing than that. But it's currently under, and also it's easier for me because on our organization, I'm a GitHub owner of the whole group, and whereas in Magma, for me creating a repository and stuff like that, it's quite complex. Okay, but at some point, yeah, it will be moved to the Magma Foundation group. Okay, no worry.
Got it. Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you just want admin access, I'm sure we can set that up. I think the key is to not create extra work for you guys if that can be helped.
Yeah. It's more that it's just so it's already set up. I have already GitHub Actions for building and linking and stuff like that. So it's much faster that way.
Okay, thank you.
So thank Rafael for the clarification. And then the second action is we are still working on the LT federation test. Is actually the CI now is quite rest, so we work with other partner to fix the problem. That's all from my side.
Quick question on the red thing. So is the Radisys team looking at it?
We have Ankit here. Actually, I create several issues for that. And then Ankit, do you have anything to say here? Because we all agree that Eurocom gonna work any more in detail about that and just create the issue and to track and then handle the problem directly to the other partner.
Hey, hi. Yeah, I have gone through the issues. I have not started working on that part. I am parallelly taking part in another activity as well with CPP migration. So I'm like dedicating some time to this stability issue as well as sometimes on the CPP migration activity. So I have gone through the issues. I have taken a look onto a couple of issues related to integrity test and have gone through the reviews as well. But yeah, I could not start on that activity. I will parallelly start this week.
Yeah, just to be clear, right? So CI help is the highest order priority, like it blocks other developers. So this should be a higher priority activity than other things. If there's something that's higher, then we can definitely discuss.
Yeah, sure. I would like to mark Shruti as well here on this part. Like, so Shruti is taking care of this basically CPP migration activities. She is like monitoring on that part. So she might.
Yes, Ankit, let's sync up on separately on priority there. So I think let's look at the scope of the CI work and we can see how to split the time across both activities.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, we can do it in our one-on-one.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, thank you, Shruti. Yeah.
Thank you. So sorry, I missed few things from the outreach. That is when I misspoke. It was Prime Minister, not the President. That was one. And yeah, in the booth we are having we have to display like few hardwares like eNote B and some USRP hardware and some UEs and some actually Magma's access gateways, and we plan to demo that next week. And hopefully it will go great. And that's all from the outreach. Next,
quick question, sorry, on that one. So Khaled, thank you for joining. Just quick question, if Wave Labs plans to be a part of that booth?
No. That is a different, like we are in the, this is only Delhi community we are. Wave Labs, yeah, we can answer.
Yeah, I would be happy to participate. I was just having a side chat with Yokesh. Yokesh will reach out to you, Shubham. Be happy to be there.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. And next we can move on to the security updates from the Lucas.
Good morning. Let me share my screen. So this week I am focusing on documenting secure deployment. There is an epic for this. And there's a task for each page in the documentation. And so you'll be seeing me posing questions and kind of working through these one by one. The first item is for this page, configure access gateway. There's a question about how these domains are secured. There's a potential for domain spoofing, and the way to mitigate that is TLS, which enables a certificate to verify the domain. And I wonder about how we affix that protocol. Who would I talk to about that?
This is using gRPC, right?
I don't. I mean, I could look that up, but I'm probably not the expert on it. And so the question is, who is? And to clarify the request, is there somebody who wants to volunteer to spend 5 minutes documenting how it is that these domains are certain to be using TLS?
Yeah, so are you asking that if they are on TLS, then yes, they are definitely on TLS.
Okay, so that answers that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Next item, Cloud Strapper. So we disabled this and that was for security reasons. And now we have to figure out what we're doing next. So I just want to raise that for discussion among the TSC as to what we want to do. You can see why this is pressing because if you go here to this currently live documentation and you follow any of these instructions, they don't work, right? This version has been removed. And if you go here to the search and you search for Magma Cloud Strapper, you get nothing. So there's a question of what we want to do, and I want to raise that as a discussion point for the TSC. No results. Or is there somebody who would be a natural owner, kind of a product owner, to figure out what we want to do there?
So I think Arun Tulisia made this entire thing and he's not around to work on this. So maybe we have to see, okay, who can work on this. One thing that is, and another thing is that maintaining the code further, because inside this, they have so many Ansible playbooks that we have to maintain. And with each release, we have to do the upgrades. And with this release, we have not looked into this area.
I think that complexity kind of suggests my own feelings and what the right thing to do here is, and that is to limit the number of deployment options, since each one creates security problems. So my general feeling is we should leave it out if we don't really feel strongly about having it.
One counter to that is we as Magma Core Foundation don't actually deploy. Our partners and our ecosystem players are the ones that deploy. And so giving them that knowledge of here's some things to consider allows them to assess best for themselves what their risk profile should look like.
Point taken, although we do provide this module.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is people should not be using our artifacts as is for commercial payments, right? The overall messaging is like the artifacts that are there are for testing or R&D, but ultimately there's an open source program. People have to build their own, make their own changes, and then deploy it with their own risk profile. And what we want to do is to make sure we're educating everyone of what the trade-offs and risks are.
I see the wisdom in that.
But I think to Shubham's point, we also need to be mindful of what we're able to maintain in the long term. So I think this highlights one of the areas where are we even maintaining it, or is it with any existing contributors, or this is just legacy that we are carrying. And it might be worth tagging Arun on the GitHub issue, Lucas, and getting his context. And if we can clean up what is not being used, that is also a good thing for the project.
Or one thing, if he can just transfer all the knowledge, how he has like built this and maintained this to us, like DevOps team, so we can maintain this further if community requires this.
What if we find out how much of a burden that is? Maybe it's small enough to be a reasonable burden and unlikely to create security problems.
I think we should first get the Arun's suggestion on this.
+1.
Okay, so confirmed. I will reach out to Arun and then report back when I learn that.
I think it would be good to include someone from the DevOps team on that conversation. Shubham, would you be?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, Lucas, please include me.
I will do that. So I'll arrange a conversation with the three of us.
Yeah.
Next up, I need somebody who has deeper knowledge of 3GPP than myself to review this part of the eNode B deployment documentation. Like, for example, I don't know how to analyze the data flows in and out that are influenced by this EARF CNDL parameter. Is there somebody who would volunteer to have a probably 10-minute conversation on that?
Yeah, so it will be, so I think this is part of TR 069. Yeah, maybe if needed, I can.
Yeah, this are configuration for the radio itself. So this actually is configuring the channels on the radio. But what information you need? I mean, what?
The task for us is to review the security impacts of each of these choices to see if there's any information we should provide to deployers.
I mean, I can spend 10 minutes with you to go through this one. And in Connect 5G, we have a very solid team of radio engineers, and they can help us further if we need more details.
Cool. I will reach out to them.
Yep.
And then I think the last thing I wanted to mention is that an update on last week's report on code secrets. The IT at Linux Foundation has verified that these numbers are not intended to be, they're not intended to reflect our actual performance and whether code secrets are open. So if you do look at this dashboard, please disregard this. Linux Foundation is considering updates to have this metric reflect actual performance. That is it for me, and I have a couple follow-ups, and I will cede the floor. I'll pass the mic.
Thank you, Lucas. For better engineering C++ migration, Rashmi has already posted the updates on governance TSC channel. So we can check it out there, and we can move forward to the Basel effect from Niels.
Yeah, hello everybody. Let me quickly share my screen. So as an update for the Basel effort, let me start with that this iteration, we are only 2 people because of a lot of vacations. So there's not much to update. One point is we finished our Docker build with Basel analysis. So we checked if we can use Basel rules to build Ubuntu Docker images and Red Hat UBIs. But of course, this will not be used for now because we have Docker files for our build mechanics, and we will continue to use them. This was just an analysis about if it's possible, if we want to switch to Basel completely, even in the Docker regions. One sub-finding here was that it was not so easy to create a Red Hat UBI for a Magma service because we have totally different dependencies there. Just a question around, does anybody know about a successful build of Magma for Red Hat, or was this not achieved yet? Okay, doesn't seem so. Other parts for the update, we are building a lot of the current state of executing the integration test with Basel versus a Basel created environment. Currently, we are a little bit blind because of the flaky integration tests. So a lot of effort currently goes into supporting with test stabilizations. We created a couple of pull requests for that, and this thank you very much to Ankit for already reviewing a lot of these pull requests. And the last thing for developer experience, we are currently checking the documentation where make is used and trying to document how the same can be achieved with Basel. That's it from my side. Are there any questions? Then, thank you.
Thank you, Niels. Okay, next we can move to the data path update from Yogesh.
Yeah, nothing from my end, sure.
Not much from my end.
Yeah. Nick, are you taking up?
Nothing from my end.
Okay. So, okay, so we can move on to the roadmap updates from Joey if we have. We don't have Joey on the call. Okay.
We have Joey, but I don't have any roadmap updates. I do have a question about the 1.8 release. If we can go back to that for a sec. We previously got a script from the upstream team that could be used to deploy a large number of like virtual AGWs in AWS to help test the orchestrator scaling. Does anyone know if that script still exists and if it's been tried on 1.8? And if so, up to how many AGWs?
Yeah, I don't remember.
For reference, the script we got previously created 1,000 virtual AGWs and configured control proxy and routes CA such that they connected to the orchestrator. If that helps ring any bells.
Joey, we don't remember discussing about the script that you're talking about. So you just mentioned that this script will bring up multiple AGWs. That's what it does?
Yeah, so I don't remember the specifics, and I might be murdering this, but it was Terraform script for deploying a large number of AGWs in AWS, and I mean the whole point was to load test the AGW side of the orchestrator.
Okay.
So
I think
I've
if
heard of this script, but I don't think anyone has run it recently, so I'm not sure if it works with 1.8 out of the box.
Do you know where the old script lives? We can get it working on 1.8, but we are working towards upgrading our deployment from 1.6 to 1.8. We have like close to 10K AGWs, and we want to stress test the orchestrator prior to deploying it in production, and we're happy to contribute the updates to this script to get it to run with 1.8.
I don't know right now, but I can get back to you tomorrow. I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Great, much appreciated.
Yeah, just a small update. Today I did an upgrade test. I first on a fresh system deployed 1.7 access gateway. The services were working fine. Then I upgraded all the services to 1.8. After that, MME keeps on, like, it was crashing. I don't know what was the issue, but yeah, we have to do the upgrade test beforehand if you are planning to do this on production, because it was failing for me. I don't know about the others.
Maybe you can share that details, Shubham. I think some level of upgrade we did, but maybe if you can point it out, I can check that.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I think if Joey can share his environment, because mine was just a simple testing VM, because his workload is on production, that will be more useful, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you say share my environment, like what details are you looking for? Just versions and platform, like 1.6.x and running on bare metal, or are you looking for more?
Yogesh, can you please help us with all the information that you need?
Yeah, so my request was more from that MME restart thing, Shubham.
Okay,
so it was
if it's crashing, you need the logs and everything. Yes.
Yeah, whatever steps you are following, just let me know,
Okay.
because I did it, a couple of other folks in my team did it. So we
Yeah.
just have a look, is it a packaging problem or whatever? So I was more referring from that context.
Okay, I understand. Okay, let's if we have this similar kind of issues from other community members, then yeah, we can discuss this on channels, Slack channels. Yeah,
Sure.
okay, thank you. So, Kendall, do we have anything else on the agenda today?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, go
sorry,
for it.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a couple of things, Shubham. Yeah, let me just share my screen. Give me a minute. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it was, some of the folks who are trying to do an upgrade from 1.6, maybe, they're, I don't know what exact version they are trying. Hopefully it was, in some cases it was master, some cases it was 1.8. But what the issues we are getting is the behavior of subscriber DB have mostly in orchestrator is changed. For example, there was a ticket like 13461 where we move a subscriber from active to inactive. In 1.6, it was a different behavior, and in the latest branch, it's a different behavior. So in 1.6, there was a cleanup, and from the EGW subscriber DB also, the subscriber was created. While in the latest one, there is no change. So as if EGW is not even aware that something changed. So that was one issue. And just before 1.8 release, I think somebody posted that when he's moving from 1.6 to 1.8, so these tables were not getting created. But when we asked for, raising the ticket with all the details, I have not seen any details, but the conversation is here on the Slack. So these tables were not getting created in 1.8. Yeah, so I've asked them to create a ticket, but I think what folks were looking is like a seamless movement for the subscriber database from older version to newer version. So there were two questions, like, do we know has something changed between the versions? I tried to look at the commits, but maybe there is no direct commit. Maybe there is a side effect of some PR or something because of which it is breaking. So does anyone knows why it was changed, or yeah, we have to do investigation. Because their idea was, the subscriber DB should not, the behavior should not change because they might have integrated with their OSS BSS system. So if we change something, then maybe their entire logic might have to get changed. So either we give them a prior notification that this fix might break your thing, and then they get some heads up. Or if it's a known, meaning, if it's a side effect, then of course we have to analyze. So if there is any feedback, or if anyone knows any PR which has introduced this behavior change, yeah, it will be great.
So
Yeah,
Yogesh, we had a couple of PRs on subscriber DB side from Varun, who was working on one of the security fixes, but that was a conditioned under the flag. So I don't know if that affects this. I can share the PRs with you so you can take a look.
Sure. Yeah, meaning I saw that. It does not feels like. Yeah, but of course I can disable it and check it. Yeah, remove it and check it. I can give it a try. Yeah, it does not seem to be related, but yeah, we'll give it a try.
Okay, if you've already looked at it, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but meaning, meaning I was like, it was like more from a code scan. I didn't actually tried it out. So maybe I can, if you can just let me know the PR, I'll just revert it and see.
Okay.
I mean, just to give a chat. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
it is not enabled by default, so I think behavior should not change. But yeah, I'll send you the PRs and you can try it.
Sure. Okay, then what I'm assuming is if that is the one, then it is good. But if not, then I think we have to just do the debugging and figure out what is the problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Thanks, Yogesh. So we have some time. Anyone would like to bring something up? Okay. If not, thank you, everyone. Have a nice week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye now.
Yeah.